Hello, welcome back to Talking Tunes, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 tunes on Caravans in the Land of Grey and Pink from 1971. Caravan is a band that I don't know a whole lot about. Again, didn't really do a whole lot of research before this. I have heard this album before. I did put down the members and what they do in my notes, and I will get to that at the end of the video. And I must say that this album is very, very good. And it begins with track number 1, Golf Girl, which has a nice trumpet issue. It's a nice, almost 60s tune. This was released New Year's Day of 71, so, you know, they'd probably been writing stuff since, at the very least, the late 60s. If not the early 60s. So, you know, some of this could have been left over from that period. Who knows? But it starts off with Golf Girl. It's got a nice use of organ and mellotron. It's got a story of a first date. It's between, you know, a guy and a girl that meet on a golf course. And the girl works for the golf course. Or at the golf course, and it's a very nice tune. It's, you know, it's kind of got the 60s chord progression, but unlike, you know, most 60s songs, which are really about, hey girl, let's fuck. That's 95% of 60s love songs. It's basically like, no, let's go on a first date, let's have a good time, let's do some golfing, you know, let's have a good time. There is a 1960s style song like, you know, most 60s songs later in the album, but it's not this song, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to hear, you know, a love song from the 70s that's a little bit more than, hey, let's fuck. I'm greatly reducing 70s love songs. There's a lot, there's a lot of songs like this. I'm just being funny. You know, and it's wonderfully British. It's got a mellotron used. The mellotron is used like the Doors use the organ, where it's sort of like the driving instrument of the song as opposed to guitar or organ. So very unconventional, conventional, and very proggy, I must say. Also, sorry about the wind. Song number 2, Winter Wine. It's got a lovely opening with only vocals and acoustic guitar, and then organ, electric guitar, and drums take over shortly thereafter. You know, we've got another nifty mellotron solo, followed by a nice mellow guitar solo, and this song is a very nice listen. It's a little over 7 minutes. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It's very nice and proggy, but it's not as epic as a lot of prog tunes tend to be from the time, but it's cool. It's nifty. This isn't, you know, Genesis Fountain of Salamassus, and it's not Pink Floyd Us and Them, but it's cool. It's cool. You know, Love to Love You, and in parentheses, and Tonight Pigs Will Fly. It's another, you know, 60s style song, similar to Golf Girl in terms of instrumentation. Lyrically, it's much more 1960s, just like, hey, let's fuck. That's basically the lyrics. You know, not to shit on the lyrics' lack of intelligence. They're smart lyrics, they're smart rhymes, but it's basically summarizing the lyrics. It's just like, hey girl, let's fuck. You know, it feels like a radio single. It wouldn't do shit over here in the 70s, or, like, let's be real, it wouldn't do shit now. Nothing I review would do shit on the charts now. Again, it's wonderfully British, and it ends with a nifty flute solo. Kind of Jethro Tull-y, a little bit of Genesis in there. It's really neat. Also, a little bit of Gentle Giant in there as well. Sorry about the wind. It's just one of those fucking days, isn't it? Song number 4 is the title track, In the Land of Grey and Pink. It's got a lovely acoustic guitar intro. It kind of sounds like the rest of the album, you know, and it's wonderfully British, and it's got another lovely mellotron solo. Not a whole lot to say about that song, but it's a good song. Again, whenever I, you know, like, me writing that, you know, sounds like rest of the album, whenever I write that down or say that, that's not necessarily shitting on the song. It's just like, yeah, I don't really have a whole lot unique to say that I haven't said about everything else. You know what I mean? And then song number 5, the final song, a side-long suite. I believe this is the first side-long suite we've looked at probably since the Pink Floyd Completion Project, come to think of it. Maybe Wind and Wuthering would count, but that's not technically, because you can break that up and that still works. So I think since the Pink Floyd Completion Project, this might be the first time I've reviewed a side-long suite since Echoes. But, there's a great instrumental intro, mellow like the rest of the album, another lovely yet understated guitar solo. Everything on this album is kind of understated, but it works. It works. It's not a super loud album. Sometimes you got to listen a little bit hard to see what's going on, but it's a good listen. There's a groove change around 6 minutes in to prepare for lyrics that I have no idea what the fuck they're about. Another great guitar solo. And then there's another section about 9 minutes in, and then shortly after that, bluesy jazz has entered the chat. It's a lot more jazz than blues. That's why I wrote bluesy jazz. If it was more blues than jazz, I would have written jazzy blues. There's a more ominous moment 11 minutes in. If this was any other band, this would build to something, but it's just kind of the most epic section. Well, not really. It is kind of like an epic moment on an album that doesn't really lend itself to epic moments, but if they tried to do it like any other prog band, you'd kind of be like, this doesn't fit here. And then, more bluesy jazz enters the chat. Bluesy jazz re-enters the chat. And then there's some calmly epic shit about 13 minutes in. And then there's another groove change shortly after that. And then there's a nifty-ass solo on an instrument that could be a mellotron, guitar, or an organ with a weird fucking pedal. About 15 minutes in, a bit of mellotron torture afterwards, because it makes this, really weird, squeaky sound. And then, more lyrics about 16 minutes in, and then after 19 and a half minutes, the rest of the jam is just a rocker. And it's great, and that concludes it. Go fucking buy it. It's starting to rain. Or not go. Go listen to it, not necessarily go buy it. Personnel, Richard Sinclair on bass, acoustic guitar, and vocals. Pi Hastings on electric guitar and acoustic guitar and vocals. Dave Sinclair, who I'm assuming is Richard Sinclair's brother, on keys. And Richard Coughlin on drums. And that's going to do it. Again, go listen to it. This is a band that essentially created its own subsect of prog. I believe it's called Canterbury. And it's a neat sound. I'll have to listen to more of this type of music. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. If you have something to add, please feel free to do so in the comment section down below. If you want to hear what I have to be listening to that day, please follow me on Instagram. I will leave that down below. And if you want to hear me talk about something other than music, I have a podcast with two of my buddies. It's called Dorkies. I will leave a link to that in the description down below. And I would like to thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you and remind you to stay weird and keep jamming. See you in the next one.